So I have this knife,
Mm-hmm.
and you've seen a knife similar to this knife.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is not the knife I used to own.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you give up? Or you
So
gave
I was
what you
cleaning.
could?
I was cleaning the rust off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And for people listening, I have this. This is the CRKT, which they don't like it when you call it a cricket. They don't call their company Cricket.
Well, don't name it such a damn long name.
Well, don't abbreviate it as Cricket.
Yeah.
CRKT. It feels like you just intentionally left out the vowels from the word cricket.
And for those who don't know, it's Columbia River Knife and Tool Company.
Yes, it is. Good job. I didn't know that. But anyway, so this is the Cricket. It's I can't remember the exact name of it. But it's their karambit that flicks out, and they have a few different versions, and one of them is all like really nice kind of silicone Magpul grip, and of course that doesn't rust, but that's not as cool as the aluminum locomotion grip. It's called the CRKT Provoke folding knife, and it's pretty sick, and it's a great fidget toy. It's so sharp. It is like Velociraptor Jurassic Park sharp. Because it is curved and it's serrated and it just glides into anything the tip pokes.
You
like a karambit.
At the range, a guy cut his arm at our range.
With this knife?
With a karambit.
Who did that?
It was, I don't know. I was hoping it wasn't you. And when the guy was telling the safety briefing in our orientation story, he was like, a couple weeks back here, this guy, because they're talking about, like, there's never, no one's ever
gotten
shot
themselves.
No one's shot themselves or shot somebody else. But like at most accidents happen or splinters or whatever. But this guy, he said this kid made a shot he was trying to do all day, and so he like flipped his knife out like celebration, was whirling it around, and then stuck it in his arm, and had to and it started bleeding everywhere, and had to go get it stitched up.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
But
I can imagine, dude. If this went into my like tricep or bicep, it would flay it open.
The little claw.
It's so sharp. But anyways, it was a great knife. I ran into the ocean with it when I was on a bachelor party, and that's what made it start rusting. Because I ran into the ocean, pulled it out, let it dry, and then I guess coming back to high altitude in Colorado really dried it out. And it's even anodized. It's called like a titanium anodization. Now, I don't know, because it's all aluminum. I don't think any part of this knife is made out of titanium. But I guess it's an anodization that uses titanium. I don't know. It didn't work because it was rusting around it. So I took it apart, which was a pain in the ass, cleaned all the rust off, coated it and in oil, and then started trying to assemble it. And to get this super smooth locomotion action, you actually are drill bit like a torque system on both sides. And so there's a hollowed out screw from one side, and then the other side has another screw that screws into the hollowed out screw. And if one side is over torqued too much, you lose the locomotion because it's too tight and it seats it up. So they have like, I didn't know this until I like looked up like how to screw it tight, and like there's people who with similar locomotion stuff showing like you need 2 drills and they need to be at like the same weight, like torque, and they're counter drilling, and then you stop because as soon as they reach a certain torque, they both just start timing out. Yeah, and that's how you do it to keep it from going over. Well, I found that out after I had like tried assembling it and just sheared every single screw head and my drill bits, and I'm pretty sure I might have burnt the motor out on one drill trying to do it.
Oh my god!
And so I was like, "Fuck." So I got online.
Must have been a Ryobi.
Well, the Ryobi's still working. It's the other one that's not working.
Right.
But I went onto CRKT's website and found their warranty stuff, called them, and they were like, yeah, just fill out a warranty form, mail it in, and we'll assess if we can, if it falls underneath warranty, and we'll repair it, or we'll let you know, like, we're not repairing it, and we can mail back the broken one. And I was like, ugh, that sucks. All right. So I, on the form, I filled it out, and I was like, reason for warranty. I was like, I tried to be a man and like repair and clean my own knife. I disassembled the knife, removed all the rust, oiled, and went to reassemble it. And I've over torqued and ruined everything, and now it's all a wobbly like it's like it would like not fold out, or if it did, it would lock in place because it's too tight. But then it'd also be wobbly because the tension wasn't even across all 4 screws. It was a mess. It was totally not safe to use. It totally defeated the purpose of like a quick reaction knife, right? And I was like, so I was like, I try to be a man, try to fix myself. In reassembling it, I've only broken it and made it worse. And my final words were, I am stupid. Please forgive me. Please fix my knife. I didn't even ask for a new knife.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get any notification that they received it. I like mailed it out to them, and I was like, oh, shit. Well, we'll see. They might have just opened it and be like, yeah, we're not even going to bother. We're just throwing this away. And then yesterday, after I got home from my trip to Zion, this was in the mail. And I opened it up in a fresh box. Unopened plastic. They didn't even say like there wasn't like a letter saying like we just replaced it. It was just like new knife.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, I'm freaking stoked. I'm happy. This is a very enthusiastic review of the customer support and warranty system for CRKT.
Yeah, they are. Their customer care is awesome.
Have you used it before?
And I've used it before.
Oh wow, I didn't know
like basically when a clip wears out or if your screws, where you lose screws to hold your clip in and stuff. That's usually the first thing that goes is the belt clip, and so they'll just send you new stuff to put it together and take care of your knives. And so, and what I like about them too is like I've had 3 and I still have 2 of them. The first one I lost, but and usually it's like the M16 Tonto is my go-to. I got 2 versions of it. I really like their EMT
the
version.
One, like that they actually issued Marines.
I think they may have.
There's a knife that they made that was like the USMC standard issue pocket knife for a while.
Because it's a great knife, and then I had like the EMT version, so it was orange, which I liked because I used to like camo knives or like black knives or something, just like
gas station knives.
Yeah, but guess what?
Hard to find them when they fall in the woods.
When you're outside in the woods, you lose that stuff. So an orange knife is awesome, and then it had basically a seatbelt cutter in it and a glass breaker, and the way they incorporated in there was really just clean. It didn't take up. It didn't look weird. It didn't have extra. It didn't ruin any of the function of the actual knife, and then also because it's a pretty large knife, the seatbelt cutter is on the I guess the front of the thing, the part that you flip with your thumb to come out, and so it's got it's almost like a little gut hook, but really tiny. But you can use it for opening boxes, cutting string, whatever. You don't have to get your whole knife out. You just pull that out and slip it through stuff. But
smoke break.
Hey Ken, it's Mick, and I've got something important to talk about. We all hope we never find ourselves in a self-defense situation, but life's unpredictable. Enter the National Self-Protection Plan from Attorneys on Retainer, an actual credible law firm you can put on retainer for your self-defense needs. For just $35 a month, you get national coverage in all 50 states for criminal and civil legal representation in self-defense situations, complete with a 24/7, 365 toll-free emergency line. That's real legal support when you need it most. What's in the package? Bail bonds, scene cleanup, firearm replacement, even mental health counseling. Plus, 0 fees for a laundry list of defense-related costs like expert witnesses. So support the show and get yourself some peace of mind. Click the link in our show notes or visit our sponsors page to sign up for the National Self-Protection Plan from Attorneys on Retainer.
Hey folks, Pat here. If you're like Mick and I, you're a fan of classic tales like Lonesome Dove, Blood Meridian, The Three-Body Problem, and Steinbeck's East of Eden. With Audible, you can dive into these epic stories anytime, anywhere. Sign up for a free month, and your first audiobook is on the house. To start your free trial and support our show, click the link in the show notes or swing by the sponsors page on our website.
Want an awesome website for your podcast? Check out Podpage. We use it for the Mick and Pat show, and it's a game changer. Set it up in minutes, no coding needed. Support the show by using our link to get started. Your podcast deserves a home as great as ours. Podpage, the one-stop solution. And honestly, you shouldn't be using your actual knife blade if you can avoid it.
Right. For that sort of stuff.
That.
But I think they're awesome knives, and they're not cheap, but they really are affordable. Like
they're definitely
not cheap, meaning like they're not poorly made. Their build quality is, I think, really good.
Yeah. Well, and I think they have very entry-level, affordable knives to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have very niche, high-end, expensive knives. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at they have 15 different versions of this M16 Tonto.
Yep.
And one of them starts at 40.
Yep. And
then some of them go up to, I think, looks like the most expensive one I can find here is over 100.
Mm-hmm. But if you're getting into some of the other companies for that same cost, you're going 300.
Yeah.
For that knife.
Yeah, for a Benchmade.
Yeah, for a Benchmade, you're going to lose it, right? And so it's
never buy a Benchmade. As much as I love Benchmade, and I think they're well-made knives.
It's like buying a pair of Oakley sunglasses.
You're going to lose them.
You're going to scratch it.
But
your sunglasses, you're going to lose them.
That cheap-ass gas station knife, you ain't ever losing that.
Exactly.
You drop those. This is a joke I love. I can't remember who said it. I wish I could give credit to the community. It's those damn cheap-ass sunglasses from the gas station, you can't lose them if you want.
Can't kill them.
You're on the boat leaning over to catch a fish and your Oakleys or your Ray-Bans fall off. They're gone. They're gone forever. They immediately sink to the bottom because they're basically made out of lead.
Mm-hmm.
But you drop your $10 Pitbull bulldog sunglasses and a scuba diver surfaces with them in hand asking if you dropped them or something.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly the same thing with knives. Any knife over $100, I'm almost always losing in the first year.
And watches. I had a watch that it was an Iron Man or whatever. It was whatever, it's cheap, it was your $30 gas, or $30 just from the store. And I lost it. First of all, I found it in a lake and then I put it on, and then I lost it in the ocean twice. The first time I lost it in the ocean, it fell down deep. My mom swam way down there and retrieved it, which was awesome. We were heading out snorkeling, and
good mom move.
It was impressive. We're heading out snorkeling, and on the way out, it must have fallen off. I didn't realize. And then we saw these giant manta rays. It was, huge wingspan, these huge manta rays, super cool. And then on our way back in, I noticed my watch is gone, and we looked down, and it was about for 30 feet down. It was down there.
No way.
Yeah, and she just dove down there and cleared her nose as she went the whole way, and just gravity came up. I was like, "That's incredible, Mom." Yeah, I was like, "That's in middle school."
That's impressive, Miss Pat.
It was awesome. And then I lost it on the beach later on because basically the Velcro on the band had worn out.
Oh yeah.
Then I lost it swimming again in the waves on the beach, and then I found it the next day snorkeling. It floated past me, and
you're never gonna lose the free stuff that.
Yeah, dude, it's just unkillable.
Yeah.
And same with my CRKT knives. Had them forever. I did lose one, but since then I've had two for over. I've had one of them for over. My first one I had for 3-4 years, and then the other ones I've had one for 10 years now, and the other one I've had for 5-6 years now.
Nice.
So, and they're awesome.
It is crazy. I think they are definitely the sharpest knives from the factory, at least in my experience. I haven't had a knife come out of the box that sharp, and it's ubiquitous across all their models, I think. Because I also used to have their super tiny little foldable pocket knife one where the blade is shorter than 2 inches, but it's a great little letter opener, quick cut one, and I love that thing. But it was scary sharp, it was unsettling sharp. But yeah, you know who else though makes good knives? Spyderco. And Spyderco is headquarters here in our beautiful state.
Yeah, I always forget that.
They apparently sometime, I gotta look to see what it is, but they apparently do just a outlet sale of overstock stuff they have, and it's like a bunch of their knives at discount of like over 50% off. And you just walk up, but they only do it for a few days until they sell out, and they always sell out. And they do it every year here. So I think you and I should go the next time they do that.
For real. Go check it out.
But anyways, so yeah, I got my knife replaced. I finally got my Shadow Systems barrel fixed. So I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast, but my Shadow Systems barrel for one of the slides kept on having rounds get stuck in it, and the ejector couldn't pull them out because they were so wedged in tight.
The casing was getting stuck.
The case after it would fire.
Not squibbing.
No, not a squib load, but literally like the chamber diameter was too small by like thousandths of a millimeter. And I think it's from like their anodizing process. Or not, is it? Yeah, I think it's anodizing. No, nitriding. They're nitriding the barrel like they do, like a lot of people do with AR barrels as well. You know, they get the nitride treatment. But sometimes that nitriding is so thick that if you don't have your tolerance properly inspect for, you know, your mechanical tolerances of things, you know, having just enough room to be a thousandth of a millimeter off, then when you add that extra coating, it's going to be too tight. And so it happened with like 3 different brands of ammo, none of it reload, all factory stuff. I filmed it, showed them the videos, and then they sent me a barrel. And the next barrel they sent me did the same thing. And I was like, dude, guys, now I'm concerned for your manufacturing stuff. So I recorded it, showed them all the stuff, gave them another call. They kind of were like, at that point, they were like well, you're going to have to send in the gun because there's no way we're making this mistake. And I'm like, guys, I can show you on video. And I showed them with the barrel. I have a shorter slide from them that with the barrel that came with that one. Perfect. And all the like super big, like all the casings that got stuck in these other chambers would just like drop in there like nothing and pull out like nothing, and they'd sit flush. But with all these cases that were too tight, if they wouldn't sit flush, and if you pushed them down to make them flush, then like you could pick up the barrel by just holding the casing and shake it around, and it wouldn't ever come out. On video too, I think the thing that really sent them was that I like bent the needle nose pliers I was using to wedge the case out.
Oh yeah,
because they were like soft needle nose tips, so they wouldn't scratch anything. But they bent backwards because of how like wedged the case was in. And I was like, see, like now I needed to use like actual pliers to pull this out. So finally they sent me a third barrel. Immediately went and tested it at the range after I got it. No issues. Everything like is coming in and out of it easy, and all the casings that were getting jammed in the other one, I kept them just to test their fit, and it works great. So Shadow Systems fixed it on the third one, you know, and it was going to be one of those things of like, hey, third time's the charm, or 3 strikes you're out, because I was getting ready, bro. I was like, hey, if this is an issue, I'm just going to sell all my Shadow System shit, because I can't have this being a carry gun and having it lock up on me from the first round, because and like also like it's not something that you can just rack the slide.
No, it's stuck. It's stuck.
Like
it's done.
I would need to use my knife. That was one thing too. One knife I used in like when I was at the range, because I didn't have my pliers on me. I was like, oh, I'll just try to wedge it out with my knife tip. It broke the tip off of a steel knife with how tightly wedged it was in there, right? So it was kind of one of those things. I was like, if this happened in an actual self-defense situation, I'd be fucked. So all that said, they fixed it. I sent everything into them. They said they're looking into it, and they're aware of it and seeing if it's affecting any of the other barrels. And they were very appreciative. They didn't charge me anything. I didn't have to pay for any mail or shipping. And they wanted the casings that got stuck, as well as like the other barrels they had sent me and stuff, so that way they could test them all out there and see what the thing is. I tried to measure it with my own calipers, and it was always a little hard to tell because I don't have digital calipers. But from what I could tell, like the difference was literally like 1/1000th of a millimeter in the diameter of the chamber, and that's enough with, you know, like a small explosion that it's going to wedge a casing or not. You know, that's the difference between like casing easily is ejected or a casing is now basically friction locked into your chamber and your gun's dead. So those are two warranty things that got repaired. 2 companies, great customer service.
Look at that.
Yeah, and I'm sure Shadow Systems has my number saved at this point after how many back and forth phone calls I had with them to try to diagnose it, and how many videos I've sent them on email. So I'm pretty sure, like, if I call them again, they're just gonna be like, "Oh fuck, it's this guy." We gotta freaking throw him right to the freaking voice message system. We're not answering today. But no, I'm just kidding. They were great. I was getting ready though. We have a buddy who's been on the Mick and Pat show before, who actually is on a first name basis, I would say.
Yeah.
With a exec at Shadow Systems. I was like, if I have to, I'm just gonna reach out to that guy. I'm just gonna reach out to him on like LinkedIn and be like, "Hey man, can you get your customer service department?" But they were fine. I didn't do that at all.
Didn't have to go over their
Didn't
heads.
have to pull the
didn't
cards.
go to the big dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying to like Shadow Systems.
What do you mean you've been trying? You don't own one.
I know, but every time I hold one and shoot one, I'm just like, it just doesn't get me. It doesn't. I don't know what it is.
Hey, everybody take this with a grain of salt, because this is a guy who's still.
I'm a SIG boy.
And I can't
he's help
a little
it.
dirty, nasty SIG boy.
And
I'm going to say it with the hard R.
Oh yeah,
you SIGger.
Oh my god,
I freaking hate that I'm sitting at this table with you.
I hate that I love them. I hate that
It's okay to love the old ones.
That the Glock and
can't love the new ones.
Glock platform doesn't feel good in my hands.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that's like one of the main selling points of Shadow Systems is that it's a Glock system based off of the 3rd gen Glock. But their angle is way different on the grip.
That's true.
It's technically like a much more close. It's a lot more similar to the SIG angles of like the P226 and stuff. And that's why a lot of dudes ended up liking them, because they hate their Glock grip angle, but they like, Shadow Systems. I am slowly regressing like in refinery, and I think my next purchase is a Glock.
Just a straight plain old one.
Just a straight plain well, I'm gonna get one like cut for optic.
Oh yeah.
But I'm nothing with like no aftermarket trigger or like ported barrel.
Really?
I'm just because I see so many guys running them on competitions now, and apparently the Glock 47 is like the perfect balance of weight and recoil impulse, and length of slide on the Glock system, and like a lot of dudes are doing really good with it now. I think it's way more the shooter and what's between your ears. Like how good of a shot you're going to be and perform at a competition, right? But as someone who's gotten to the point where I feel pretty good and I'm consistently in the timing of A rank for USPSA, I'm kind of like, all right, maybe it's worth getting a dedicated race gun if I want to try to get master or grandmaster in the next few years and really dedicate time to it rather than just like using my stock carry gun. So that's my thoughts. I swear to God, Pat, if you buy any more SIG guns, I'm gonna be mad, dude. I'm gonna be really mad.
The new 2011 is so dope.
No, it's not. It's trash.
It's so sexy and wonderful.
No, it's not. It's just as much trash as
I want to be cool
Springfield's
enough. I want to be
2011.
cool enough to go on the Sean Ryan show just so that his friend Jason can give me the new SIG 2011.
Dude, that is easily the biggest like stain on Sean Ryan's reputation is the amount of freaking SIGs he's handed out.
I know, but I'm just
imagine Sean Ryan gets sued in 20 years because those SIGs have like killed or hurt the dudes he handed them out to.
I know.
I did see the video though that like the new SIG 1911 or 2011 system looks pretty cool, and it kind of makes me think like that's what all their engineers were working on, because they knew it's all come out. I don't know if you've read their latest reports of like internal messages in the company.
No, was it finally like it's all coming out? I've slowed down keeping up with it.
A really great USPSA grandmaster and like just overall like pistol marksman trainer. His name's Ben Steger.
Mm-hmm.
He's on YouTube. You can watch a lot of videos. His videos are like the easiest way. You could watch something for 5 minutes and then take what he's talking about to the range and actually practice it and like demonstrably see yourself improving. But he is so in love with the SIG drama. So like half his videos are just like pooping on SIG. And he was responding to some stuff that got leaked internal wise that like SIG has been aware of how dangerous the P320 system is for years. And it wasn't like oh no, we've tested it and it's good to go. It's like, oh no, now there's like proof in the pudding that you are lying and that it has been and you have known it's not been safe. And rather than fixing it or doing a recall or a warranty, they just had everyone working on this new 2011 system that fortunately accepts P320 mags because they're like, yeah, now we're just going to try to get everybody to switch to that and like forget the 320. And now we don't have to do any warranty shit.
Hey, I know it's bad. I got mine to do it.
Did you?
I did.
Really?
I got mine to do it, I think.
Where are you doing it with like a snap cap?
Yeah, with a snap cap. Depress the trigger.
Just enough.
Jiggle the front.
Yeah.
Now, it's
Scary.
like, I don't know.
Did you test your flux with the new? Because I tested mine and it wouldn't do it.
The flux won't do it.
Yeah.
No, but I was
Some
able to
people's
get
fluxes will.
Really?
Because they've changed that. Again, back to tolerances. They've changed the tolerances. So many different times without like it being like a actual different generation of the M320. Or sorry, of the P320 M18. So you'll see like there's actually like I was comparing my flux with another dude's and his slide easily sat another 3-4 thousandths of a millimeter higher. And like, did I really measure it? No, but I could tell holding it up and see the light coming through. And his did, with a slight depress of the trigger and pushing down the front, go out of action.
Yeah.
And we tried it a bunch with mine, couldn't get it to happen. But I'm also using one of the OG, like old, like warranted M18 slides.
Yep. So yeah, I think I got mine to do it.
Scary
to click off.
But at least you know now.
I know now, and I will say with
it's kind of like a dog. You're wondering if the dog's safe or not, and then it bites you finally. You're like, well, at least I know.
And there is a point at where it's like you have to take your trigger all the way to the back of the wall. So it's still kind of like I'm not saying that I'm not denying that they go off, but that it is like it's not a great argument to be like, you got to pull the trigger pretty much all the way and then jiggle it until it goes.
I think it depends.
Versus like, because in how it
because look at all the ones
just if you just had it and just jiggled it and it went off without messing with the trigger, you know.
Well, look at all the ones where they're cocked and locked in someone's holster and then they're going off.
And they go. No, I know they do that.
And I think that's without trigger depress, because the way the P320 essentially locks your firing pin is it's holding it back fully pre-locked. And a lot of people don't get it. Like when you rack the slide on your Glock, your Springfield, your Smith & Wesson, you're actually only half cocked. And it's very similar to your half cock on a revolver, where if you sit there and then you go to draw and you pull the trigger, your trigger is actually cocking your firing pin the rest of the way before releasing it. The 320 system, it's fully cocked, and when you pull the trigger, it just releases it. And so that's why this isn't like happening on other platforms, is because other platforms physically can't fully cock the firing pin like the 320 just sits at rest with. And so when they go bang, because I've seen people able to do the like press the front slide down while pulling the trigger back on like Glocks and other like striker fires, and they could do it. They have to pull it a lot further than the 320, but it's still the same thing in context. But that's also the thing, is like the reason they have to pull it back so much further is because it's cocking to finish cocking the firing pin. So it's just one of those things where it's like it's a perfect storm of tolerances on the 320 to like really be dangerous versus the other guns.
It's the fact that it's all the way back.
Yeah,
and
it's spooky.
Oh yeah. So that's where the flux is fine and not carried hot. Also, for starters.
Oh, mine is always hot.
Oh yeah.
My flux is hot as a rocket. Just
Dang.
ready. You've seen it.
Just red rocketed out.
It's hot, flaming hot, pink.
Really?
Hot.
Really?
Yeah, no, you saw the paint job.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
But you carry with a hot pipe in it?
Oh yeah.
Are you just ready to rock and roll?
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I want to be 2 rounds out of the barrel before the brace is deployed into my shoulder.
All right. I like it. But and then my old 320 that I have, that's just now it's just a
paperweight collector's item.
And or like I'll shoot it at the range.
Yeah.
At like purely flat range. Like on the bench, like
not running LARPing range.
It's on the bench and then you put the mag in while you're pointing down range, cock it or rack it, and then like shoot it, like that sort of thing. But the and there hasn't been issues with the 365 for that. There's been other issues.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anyone's 365 going off into their foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I know I honestly I hate that I love SIG so much, and
I love non-SIG USA. I love European SIG, Swiss SIG.
Yeah,
I would debate, like, if someone was like, "Hey man, I'll give you this SIG 550 or 553 or 552. I'll take any of those versions for all you got to do is we just get to cut off one of your toes."
Oh yeah.
It is not, and if it's not my big toe, I would do it. I'd be like, yeah, sure. Plier, get the pliers, man. Clip this bitch off. I don't need my middle toe. Are you kidding? I would do it. I love those guns, and I do love like the 226 and all of its generational cousins, like the 228, 225. But I hate the SIG Cross. The SIG Cross is probably one of the only guns that will cost you a high tier PRS rifle price, and it will rust like a shit bucket, not well treated, bottom of the barrel Savage. And even then I feel bad saying that, because Savage makes some pretty great guns, especially dollar cost ratio. And then dude, the SIG Spear LT is like one of the shittiest guns in the world. It's going off all the time in the field now with testing, without people pulling the trigger.
That's
and
bad.
it's just like one of those things of like, dude, they clearly have cut a crap load of corners, and SIG USA is definitely pooping the bed. I don't know. No one cares about this gun autism stuff as much as I do, but when you're selling products for the cost of a used motorcycle, I better get what I'm paying for, It better still be, something I can ride or die with. And I just don't see I don't see a return of value. If you want to buy them, man, Pat, it's your money. But I'm also going to try to save you money, because it's not that I'm right or I know better. It's that I just hate seeing my friends
live in the darkness.
just get a gun that might hurt them one day.
Kill them.
Get a gun that might let them down. Of all things, a gun should be the last thing you purchase and are okay with letting you down.
Oh yeah, and it feels like the firearm as a thing been around for a while now.
Yeah,
and there's been many of them that have been developed that are work without fail. So it feels like we should be at a point where when developing firearms, there shouldn't be failures like this. You're trying to reiterate or change things that you can only improve them so much to a point before you're just messing with them too much.
Yeah, over engineering or something.
And so, have you seen the new Barretts are going off?
I heard about that. Yeah, I did hear about the new Barrett.
And the Barrett 50 cals are basically, it's kind of where it's something with the bolt. You can just flick the bolt and it goes off, which is
I did see that. You get a dead trigger.
Yeah.
And then you can't pull the trigger, but as soon as you go to touch the bolt, for some reason the bolt makes it go off. I did see that. Yeah.
So something's getting stuck, and then it's going. But
it's like weird that the videos I saw, it looked like it was literally like the slightest touch to that bolt would get it to go off, but you could smash the trigger and nothing would happen.
Yeah. Yep. So 2 guns, the P320, the M18, and the Barrett 50 cal, heavily used by
U.S. forces,
U.S. military.
Yeah,
they're in a pickle. And what's happened? I haven't followed it with the airmen who passed away.
I was kind of following it.
I was following it because it started getting a little fishy.
Well, it's totally like now it's manslaughter for sure. They definitely blamed it on the SIG, and it seems like it wasn't the SIG's fault entirely. It seems like they were horsing around and someone slammed it down on the counter and it went off.
Someone else put it down and it hit him.
Well, they were horsing around and he rather than returning it to his holster or just leaving it in his holster and not goofing around with his gun, he slammed it on the counter and then it went off and hit the other dude. Whereas originally they said it was
like his own gun.
His own gun when he was taking the holster off with the gun in it, and then it went off.
Yeah.
And somehow hit him in the chest. It was all fishy. Now there's apparently 2 guys who are, one's arrested first, like not first count, I don't know what it is, but like they're both being charged with manslaughter and conspiracy because they lied about it initially together. So,
well, that's not good.
Anyways, if you're not interested in guns, you could skip to this part. Billie Jean and I just got back from our anniversary trip, and our 88th anniversary. People don't need to know how many years we've been married. I don't want them to know, because then what if they try to like use that to like get through like your secret question?
Oh yeah,
on your accounts or whatever. But we went to. It was kind of like a little bit of a last minute because I really wanted to go and do something like challenging for us outdoors, and I was really debating on like what to do because neither of us do mountain biking. And it was already in the end of the summer, early fall season. So I was really trying to find something that would be fun and that we could do and enjoy the outdoors and be physically challenging, but also not like miserable and freezing and like cold rain, cold weather, early winter, early fall stuff. So I settled on, we went to Zion and Bryce, and holy smokes, dude. First off, Utah actually really loves and cares about their national parks. Like, and I get
at
it,
least
like
most of them.
I mean, they seem to love them. Like, at least those 2 specifically. Those are the 2 most easily accessed and like well, I would say not groomed, but like
it's like maintained, or
not just even maintained, but like overall, like just the design and accessibility of the parks is unmatched. Like it puts Rocky Mountain National Park to shame, dude. And it's hard to explain it until you get there, but like even the way their cities, like the towns outside of Bryce and Zion are set up, Springdale, and then Bryce technically has a town called Bryce Canyon City right out the front gates of the park. But they're just so approachable, and the cost of like being there is like you're not paying like mountain town Estes Park prices to like eat dinner or buy groceries or pay for parking or a camp spot, whereas like Rocky Mountain National Park, if you're on the Grand Lake side, or if you're on the Estes Park side, like you're paying out the nose. Like even if you're just doing dispersed camping, like you got to pay a hefty price for that camping spot,
and you better reserve it like a year in advance.
And like if you're trying to stay not on dispersed camping, but like stay, in an RV somewhere, like you're paying out the nose. Groceries are going to be expensive. The only thing Utah definitely is way more expensive about is gas. Like gas is easily like $1 more there than it is in Colorado. But that kind of makes sense because you go into the western slope of Colorado and it's all the same price as Utah out there too. Like Grand Junction and Utah are both like $3.50 for gas right now. Whereas like where we're at on the eastern side is $2.40, $2.30 even. So all that said, very affordable, incredibly family friendly, and like non-activist friendly, I would say. Like if you're not a super outdoorsy activist that wants to hike several miles or go up and down some rigorous trails, like you can see everything you want in either of those parks without really exerting yourself. And if you want to like do something like that you're proud of, like push yourself to accomplish, you know, very rigorous, you know, loop trail or something, you can do that so easily there. It's like it's some of the best like orienteering and like navigating with like the park maps and the bus stops and the shuttles I've ever seen.
You
and
just
like
get all around in there.
Yeah, and like again, Rocky Mountain National Park, like just in all the times I've gone up there, it's pretty much like you have one hike and you could just keep going up it. And and it gets harder, I guess, the more you go up because you're just still going up to more and more higher elevation lakes. But like that's it, you know. And the rest of the hikes are more like pretty flat, hiking down. You know, you're not doing remotely nearly as intensive hikes, at least in my experience from like the Estes Park side, right? But yeah, I would say like they're incredibly convenient and accessible. The cost, you know, is the same as any national park. But then, dude, the lodges and the visitor centers and the stores are unreal. I don't even know if Rocky Mountain National Park has a dedicated like real store visitor center at it. I think it just has the ranger booth. I don't even know if RMNP has a lodge that you can stay at. Both Zion and Bryce had like lodges in the park that you could reserve and stay at and like be there for, you know, activities all throughout the day, starting from morning into the night, like stargazing and night hikes and stuff. And I just was shocked at like how much was there, and it really did feel almost theme park like, with like how well maintained everything was and how accessible it was. And it still felt like you're in the wilderness, like you're in this beautiful, majestic, well-preserved environment, but you're also somewhere like someone is very much clearly cares about this and taking a lot of effort to maintain and take care of it. And yeah, it was surreal. And I will say, like, there felt like a real clear difference between like the park rangers at both those parks and other national parks I've been to, where it just felt like the park rangers couldn't be bothered to do something, or like, and out there it was like, dude, I saw them on the trail all the time, just literally out there to like be there to help people. I saw them at various different posts giving like just free like walk up and listen to them, providing like educational content on like the geology and stuff, and the topography and the weather, and just it was awesome. And I feel like in one day, Billie Jean and I really punished ourselves, and we did like over a 7-mile loop at Bryce and saw pretty much everything you could see at Bryce. Zion is a totally different beast. I did not understand how the scale of Zion.
It's big.
But like Zion is one of those parks where like you could go and give a whole day to one hike. And like you get up there and that's what you do that day. And then you're spent and you gotta leave. And there's not as many like loop trails. It's more like you're in the canyon and you just pick a route to go up, and some are easier and shorter than others. It's kind of like you're picking your own 14er. You know what I mean? And like you just pick which one you're going to do that day. So I think next time we're going to go to Zion for like 2 or 3 days, so we can like pick several different trails. Zion is also though so busy that there's quite a few trails or like other national park land managed by the Zion National Park that you have to do lotteries for. And you could do like a 6-month out lottery, or you can try to do the daily lottery.
Like
but
to get the spot.
It's super hard to get them. And so and to even do the daily one, you can't even apply for it unless you're within like 50 miles of where the pickup spot is.
Oh, wow.
And you have to do it from your phone. And if you don't do it from your phone, you can't apply because they use a geofence with your phone's location to decide if like you're within the area or not.
That's wild.
It's super selective. And some of them, like Coyote Buttes for the north and south, limited to 16 groups a day or 48 people, whichever one fills up first. And your group can have up to 10 people. And so like you're entering for that lottery, and there's a good chance like 16 individuals get it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or
four groups of
10, and it's filled up, and that's it.
Wow.
And you don't get like a callback if like a group fails to pick up their permit. It's just like, all right, they're not going. And we have less people on the trail. But when you see Coyote Buttes, which is like the super famous stuff people have seen on like documentaries and like Planet Earth of like the wave and this beautiful marbled red, orange, brown colors. It's got like no trails. It's a human heritage site where like there's not cave carvings, but like wall carvings in the slot canyons. But it's also one of those things where like the slot canyon to Coyote Buttes is like sometimes only like a foot wide. And if it rains while you're out there doing your hike,
get up.
You gotta sprint to one end or the other. And then it's flooded until the rain fills out because the water will get 20 feet tall in the slot canyon.
Yeah.
As it's raining down the rock before it can spill out into the Buttes area.
And I realized you mentioned the wave. I was looking at, I thought I didn't realize that was where that was on that Coyote Buttes. It's sweet. I was in a customer's house the other day, and they actually had like a huge picture on the wall. It was like 6x6.
Yeah.
Like picture that they had, like he said his wife took while they were there.
Wow.
And then they like got it printed out and put on the wall. But I was like, where is that? I want to see that someday.
Yeah, it's a super privileged thing to do to be able to go. Like we applied for it because you can only apply in advance for the daily 2 days in advance, and then you find out the night of if you got it, and then you have to pick it up the day before, and you have to pick it up at like 8:30. And if you're like there 30 minutes late, you don't get it.
That's wild.
Yeah. But yeah, it would have been cool to do it. If you do it, you really want a guide. And the guides start out like for 2 people. It's like bare minimum like $300. But unlike Zion and Bryce, like there's no trail, there's no like anything else. So you definitely want someone who's been out there a few times and knows what they're doing and knows how to kind of read the land and the weather. But yeah, we did Zion, which the cool thing about Zion is that there's like a through road, just like Rocky Mountain. So, people who've been to Rocky Mountain National Park have experienced this probably where they want to do the Continental Divide. They drive up and then they could keep on going and exit out the other side of the park into like Grand County area. So Zion has like a same thing where it's like a 3-4 mile road. There's like one part of it that is a whole mile long cave. It's got to be longer than the Eisenhower Tunnel. It's crazy how long it is. There's no lights.
Wow.
There's just like cutouts on the side every, I don't know, maybe every 1,000 feet that they've just cut out so the outside light can shine in. It smells like exhaust. But so you can do that, and you pay to enter the park and drive through to the other side to the next town. But then there's a private road that is closed outside of November through March, and only buses can go up it, or you can hike or bike up it. So we went down into Springdale, rented e-bikes.
Oh, nice.
And then we just rode our e-bikes all the way up that park road and like saw all the stops along the bus routes, and then got up to the top where the Narrows start, and then hiked into the Narrows and got in the water and took pictures and video. And it started to rain. There was a flash flood warning, so we were like, okay, like maybe we don't want to be in the Narrows in the water if it does start flooding. So then we started riding back, and we had to turn our bikes in. We only had a half-day rental, but it's just downhill the rest of the way there, and you're just riding in like complete like peace and serenity, looking at all of the landscape around you in the canyon sides. You get to see everything from that road, like all of the like actual I would say, what's the word, not monuments, but all the icons of Zion, like the white throne, and there's something called, I think it's called like the Thinking Man. And
like
there's
all the outcroppings and everything, like the big stuff and
landmarks. That's what I meant. Yeah, all the landmarks. And you get to see them all from the bike, and no one's bothering you. And as the buses are pulling in, you just yield to them so they can go by you, and you keep going. And it was serene. It was so beautiful. And the best part too was like, Billie Jean, I know, is like comfortable being outdoorsy, but she's never gotten to do something like that, really, you know, of like downhill biking like that through a park. And just to hear her like aghast with like how beautiful it was, and like literally out loud, like, wow, ooh, you know what I mean? Like it was, she was flabbergasted, and it was, you know, it wasn't something where we had to make ourselves miserable for it. Bryce Canyon, it was fun. It was a challenge. She said it was harder than what are those 414ers like that you do at the same time, like Mount, it's like Democrat, and they're all down in like the Colorado Springs area, if I remember correctly. But it's like you do 4 peaks in one day. Yeah. She said it, like the Bryce stuff that we did was harder than that, just because of how many switchbacks and the elevation adjustment in Bryce going up and down through the hoodoos. And I believe her, because it was strenuous, man. It was even for someone who lives at that altitude, it was exhausting to do it. But we did it in like 4.5 hours, and you know, it was a really good time. But that one was like busting our butts, like exhausting stuff, but it was worth it. And anyone who goes to Bryce, do yourself a favor, do it all if you can, if you're in the health for it. People do die though. Like people are like, oh, like I can do this. I can do the figure 8 loop, and then they like are on switchbacks and they have a heart attack in the heat and have a heat stroke. And there's signs all about it everywhere. And people also die and just getting too close to the edge of the hoodoos and falling down. Because there's no like
in peak summer, it's hot there.
Oh, dude, yeah. And I mean, we were
like, how hot was it when you guys were
the
there?
Hottest it got up to was like 80, and we had like some afternoon rainstorms. So
that's
it was
late September.
Yeah, but like I could easily see, like, you know, if we were there in June or July, it'd be too hot to like, and you would literally die if you were trying to hike some of those hoodoo trails. But it was sick, and that was like totally otherworldly. Like your brain is having a hard time processing it while you're walking through and looking at the horizon, because there's so many things between you and the horizon that are each, like, all of them are shifting and overlapping with different depths, that like your brain is having a hard time analyzing like how far things are away. And there was a couple points where I was walking and I was probably tired, you know, probably a little lightheaded and dehydrated. But I swear to God, dude, it looked like some of the hoodoos were like floating into like past my nose towards my eyes.
What are hoodoos?
Hoodoos are like those narrow rock stacks that the wind and rain has worn down, and like, they're like kind of look like
they're in the beginning of every good cowboy movie.
Exactly, but like Bryce looks like crowns of them just encircling the whole canyon, and there's thousands of them. And the super famous one is Thor's Hammer. That's like the most famous one that you can look up a hoodoo. But when you're at their elevation and you're looking at them, and it looks like they're as tall as you are, and there are probably 3 miles of them layered over each other, and you can see the sky through some of them, and then other ones you see more of them. The effect really does feel like almost, I don't want to say nauseating, because it wasn't nauseating, but it gives you vertigo almost. And you're like, what is, if I reached my hand out, my hand would disappear behind them. You know what I mean? And it's just a very surreal feeling, but it's absolutely gorgeous and very beautiful. And again, super accessible. Like both those parks open 24/7. And a lot of people, for Zion especially, they take the last shuttle up to the top with their mountain bike or downhill road bike. And they do it, you know, whenever they want in the winter when it's dark early. And they just bomb it down in complete darkness with the moonlight and stars out. And they say the starlight is so bright there that it will light up the street for you.
That's cool.
So, like, I kind of want to do that and go back to do that and bring, like, a, you know, bike for it and just go out the end of the day when it's nighttime and try to get a good one. But if you really want to see the stars, don't go end of September, because it was every single night rainy clouds, and we never really got to see the stars at all. But anyways, all that said, Utah, absolutely gorgeous. I totally underestimated it. I totally wrote Utah off as probably just having like the same kind of level of national parks we have in Colorado or California. And oh man, dude, it was just unreal. It was easily the best national parks I've ever been to.
Yeah, I need to get out there someday. I've never been, and I think because I kind of write off Utah, like also kind of like just like
a lot of people from Colorado just think Utah's Moab.
Right.
And then they're like, it's Moab, and then it's Salt Lake City and Mormons. And it's way more than that. It's so beautiful. And
there is like a lot of nothing too. As far as like
for real.
Like when you're driving out there, there's like it gets kind of, you know, it's just like it's you're in this arid climate for a while, but then there's, you know, where those I mean where you have, you know, whatever, like Lake Powell and just all these canyons and stuff. I mean, just like this canyon land. It's crazy out there. All that. And I'm like,
I like Lake Powell, but I do think, like, you know, you got to have the perfect season to enjoy Lake Powell. It's, I would go 9 times out of 10 back to Zion or Bryce instead of Lake Powell. Yeah. Just because of those are probably going to be a lot cooler more often, like year round, than Lake Powell will be.
Powell's hot, man.
Powell's so hot. Powell is one of those places where like you're dying in the heat and you get in the water to run away, and the water is like worse somehow.
Yeah. Yep. I remember one time I was laying under a sheet. It was the 4th of July.
Were you there with this guy, this knucklehead?
No. Okay. This is it was a long time ago. I was there on 4th of July, sleeping on top of a houseboat, just dying, just trying to put a sheet over myself, but it was still just like so hot. Just taking the sheet off.
When I was a kid, my mom took us out there with some family and stuff, and we were on a houseboat too. But it was like, I think for a spring break trip. And so it was like March, and the water was freezing, dude. It was so freezing cold, and the water was so high because of the winter runoff. There was no beaches anywhere. Like we had to like tie the houseboat and anchor it, but tie it to like canyon wall.
Oh yeah.
And there was no beach, so you just literally stuck on the houseboat. And or you can crawl off onto some rocks that are sticking out. But so in the winter, spring, Powell sucks, and in the end of summer, Powell's awesome. But you're also like just in sweltering, murderous heat.
You gotta be ready for it.
Yeah,
it's an experience for sure.
Yeah, I went to Powell. Billie Jean and I, we were actually only dating for like maybe like 6 or 7 months at the time. But we went with
Bryant,
yeah. And it was a great time. Super fun, but it was also one of those things where like I've never been in water that hot before. Yeah. And it was like you just couldn't get away from the heat. There's nothing you could do because of how hot it was. And it was borderline like the water made it worse sometimes.
Dude, you know, back in the day, so the Glen Canyon Dam, you know, Lake Powell's man-made.
Yeah.
But the
I wonder what that was like before that. You know what I mean?
It was wild.
Like there had to be water there.
Oh yeah, so there was a river running through the whole thing, right? Before it was dammed up. But it kind of like, so it got dammed up, and then it kind of had its heyday of like people coming out and using it. But then people just trashed that thing. Like
really,
it was there were certain coves or different places. Like there was like one cove where everybody would go to like dump all the sewage from their houseboats and stuff. And like
That
that
sucks.
cove was gnarly. There was one section of.
Do you think it's still gnarly? Like, do you think it's still nasty?
There's like around the marina and stuff. It can be. I had a buddy who was guiding a trip at Lake Powell, and he had he was making a run back in to get more ice or something, in a boat, and then he filled up his Nalgene with like from the spigot on the side of the marina, and then was drinking it the rest of the day.
Ugh.
And then but it was non-potable. It was
non-potable water.
It was literally just being pumped out of the marina right there, just nasty water. But it also, he didn't get sick from it, but he said it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
But also, one of the coves they had back there, companies would come use it to dump. Like, there was this one company that had giant batteries, like these 100-pound batteries, and they would just dump them in there. Thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of batteries just in this.
Do they fish those out?
They kind of did what they could, but sometimes it's just like.
Sometimes you're swimming and then your skin burns.
It's just a little extra acidity in there. But so yeah, there's actually the history of Glen Canyon Dam and Lake Powell's. It's a pretty it's a super interesting topic, but it's also it's a pretty controversial dam over time and stuff. And when it got built, and and dams are a controversial thing all over America,
Mm-hmm.
but like there's this thing where it's like. It's sad that I would like to go back and see it and like live without the dam and like
Same.
in this wild
Same.
world. It's also like we got like 350 million people that need water, so we gotta we gotta have water, and then like also then like the hydroelectric stuff. But it's like the tension between I think you do have to have some reservoirs. You got to keep water stored up, but then I do want to. It would be cool to go back to see what was it like when it was just a wild place.
Yeah. There's I'm gonna try to find it, but I just watched a documentary on like dams and the lie of them. It was something it was literally a documentary on YouTube, but it was playing off of like there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. And it was literally playing off of that, but with like damn lies instead of damn lies.
Right.
Because a lot of people reference the statistics of water and the watershed and like how much is needed in reservoirs to like keep America from like dying of dehydration. And basically the whole thing was like, we don't need dams. Dams are literally just a way of like putting a rate on water. Like dams are like one of the most like actually like merciless capitalistic things, and it's like it's not really capitalist because all societies have dams, all governments have dams at some point somewhere, but it's just one of those things that
profiteering.
Yeah, it's a profiteering thing, and it's a way of like making, essentially extorting everyone along a river for water and like controlling the supply for it. Because like the big thing was, it was talking about the Colorado River and like the damage of damming it has done to ecosystems, but also like if you don't dam the Colorado River and let it flow naturally, like it would provide water for everybody along the whole way without needing to be dammed at all, and like there'd be plenty of water. But because we're damming it so much and at different points and diverting it, like it's not reaching its end, which means it's not making it to California, where a lot of the people who pay for the Colorado River water is. And essentially you just get to charge people the same, like you get to charge people way more money for water that would have reached them regardless. But now you just get to like divert it through other systems and infrastructure to them, rather than having it just reach them from the actual river itself that flows through the state. And it was really it was fascinating to me. I was like, I never thought about it, but then I'm like, dude, and the way they explain it, they're like, it's the same thing as diamonds. It's the same thing De Beers did with diamonds. Is like they manufactured water scarcity in order to like make it a lucrative business.
It's easy to be like people talk like big pharma, certain things, but people don't know about
big water,
man.
Big water, man.
And it's a thing.
Hoover Dam.
Oh yeah, and just even like locally, on local levels too, the water rights, water shares, watershed stuff is it's not a bad business to be in if you're on the right side of it.
Dude, there's a great documentary too about these two Colorado towns. It's the towns of Greeley and Fort Collins. And it's a documentary of how they like went to war back in the day in the Wild West. And like Greeley straight up was getting in shootouts with Fort Collins over the water. And it was pretty crazy, man. Like,
did they say who won? I think Greeley won.
I think Greeley won. Because Greeley technically owns more water rights than Fort Collins.
There's a bunch of water all around Fort Collins, and you go over there. What's it say? It's like City of Greeley.
Yeah, City of Greeley owns it. Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, there's I know on a map. I was looking on a map, and there's this ditch in the Fort Collins area that is just called the Windsor Ditch. And it's for the city of Windsor, and it's just a ditch that runs all the way, like all the way there, in the middle of town over to like the Greeley side. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Like, do you look at us talking about the most like on the spectrum autism conversations that people probably don't care about, but like, if you're listening to this podcast, then we talk about a lot of random stuff all the time, and if you don't appreciate, a dedicated like freaking trip out about water rights, I don't like you. Anyways,
like, and one thing that does happen too is like, how back in the day it was pretty popular, like around mineral rights, it became a thing where all of a sudden mineral rights became so valuable when people were pumping oil out of the ground that when they would sell their land, they would keep the mineral rights.
Yeah.
And it's almost like now at this point, like, no one's buying mineral rights with their land. You're not getting it, for the most part. You may, depending on where you are in the country, maybe you will, because it's just, there's no chance. But for the most part, like, mineral rights are commonly not going to be sold to you. The same things happened later on with water. You know, where water rights, water shares, when you buy certain properties and things, people will sometimes keep the water shares. Or I'm speaking into something I actually don't know. I'm using terminology. I'm not sure what it defines, but
you're right.
Because water shares.
You know who we should have on here?
We should have
that one guy. Here. That one guy we know. I don't want to spoil
the Good
him.
Shepherd. That who it is?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm thinking he's bald, and he goes to our church.
Oh, the Good Shepherd used to go to our church, and he works in water.
Used to. Oh,
yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
That'd be great to actually have him on too.
Yeah. And we should have the bald guy on too.
Just have a water episode.
We could just talk all water.
I love that.
That would be hilarious. I think that'd be great. I've got a buddy also. He runs an irrigation company. They just fix sprinkler heads. We could have them all on. We got big water and little water, and everybody in between. Government water, privately owned
commercial
water, and we're going to talk all about water because I have thought about back. It's like there's all these things you can invest in, or all these things you can. Different new cutting edge technologies, whatever, to get behind. But I think like I've just always been like, if you could get in on like beef, water, and like wood, you can like take it back, like just like Settlers of Catan style. You're like I'm putting all my eggs in the basket of people need to eat, people need to drink, and people need a roof.
Yeah.
And like no matter what happens, we're going to need those things. And if you got a little bit of that going on, whether personally or own company in or whatever, probably not a bad thing to be here.
Yeah, dude, I especially like live close to a lot of farmland that is leased. It's all leased to like sod companies. I'm like, damn, that'd be sick. You don't even have to probably work. Like just lease your like 200-acre plot to a sod company that can use it every single year, because sod's not like corn where like it consumes all the nutrition in the soil, and so like you're literally just like generating topsoil every year, and so you just let them do that every year, sometimes like twice a summer even, and they pay you to rent your land and do it, and then one day you could be like, all right, like contract's over, we're not renewing. I'm like, turning this into a shoot house. Get off my land.
The big dream.
Yeah. Anyways, you recently went elk hunting.
I did.
How was that?
Well, started back when I was 13.
Oh, okay.
Hunting elk. I'll tell you what, boys. I'm just bad at it. God, I'm bad at it. Never killed an elk. It's funny. So like, lots of people like, I feel like I don't put it out there too much. Like I don't put on this thing of like, I'm a big time hunter or whatever. And then at the same time, I'm always wearing like, right now I'm wearing like hunting company stuff, whatever. So, but, when I'm having a conversation with somebody and they assume that I'm a ninja, Native American level hunter of the big game. Yeah. I have to break this secret to them that is just a horrible. It's just so embarrassing. And I'm like, they'll be like,
look at this guy. Look at this white guy. He's got all the hunter gear. Yeah. He can't grow any facial hair. Yeah. He's got to be part Native American.
Exactly.
I bet he hunts all the time.
Exactly.
I bet he kills stuff all the time.
Yeah, he's a real killer. And you know what? I shot one deer. That was when I was 13 years old. And since then, I have been out to hunt elk more seasons than I've not. Mm-hmm. And so they continue to elude me. But
sons of bitches.
A couple years ago, got into archery walking, bow walking.
Yeah.
I switched from rifle walking to bow walking.
It's a good exercise.
And got out there this year, and I went with my brother-in-law and like, let's get way back in there. So we got back in there off the trail where hunters wouldn't be, hopefully, and we didn't see another hunter for 5 days.
Wow.
Which is was pretty awesome. But we were in a pretty sweet spot, and at night elk were bugling. During the day we're bugling at them, they're bugling back to us and stuff. We patterned one night. We saw when we first were hiking in, we set up camp, and as we're setting up, we just got done setting up camp, and I look out and a bull walks out into the field 200 yards in front of us.
Damn.
Where our camp is.
Yeah.
Now, one, this was the day before season, so we couldn't go after him even if we could. And two, the sun was about to go down, so we weren't going to get him in time. Three, where we were hunting, we were on a game unit line. So we were camping on one side of a creek. And the creek was the game unit dividing line. He came out on the other side of the creek.
So he's on someone's private land?
Just different public land, but different game unit.
Different unit.
That we did not have a tag for.
Yeah.
And so we watched him feed down. As the sun went down to darkness where he really couldn't see anymore, he went across. He never saw us. We got super quiet and we watched him feed down across and then come onto our side. And then we watched him sneak off up into the woods. And we're like, holy smokes, we're camping right where the elk are, which isn't necessarily good. We're a little too close.
Sure.
Because they're going to smell us and they're all going to leave. But we sleep that night. There's elk bugling all around us all night long. So we wake up in the morning and we decide to get away from we did hunt that field in the morning to watch if anything came out. Nothing came out. So then we went on a little walkabout, and we were hearing elk bugle. We were talking to him back and forth. Just couldn't close the distance on him. And then we decided that night we were going to go back to that same spot where that bull had come out. And so we go and we get set up on this line where there was just a little stand of trees in this big meadow, and get my brother-in-law set up in there about 50 yards from the creek. And then I got back in the trees about 150 yards, 200 yards away from the creek. So I was calling back there, and then we're sitting and then we're quieting down, and the same bull pops out again. And this little stand of trees where we set my brother-in-law up in was right where he had walked through the night before. So we were like, if he does the exact same thing, he's a dead elk.
We got him.
And so he feeds down, crosses the creek, and I'll tell from my brother-in-law's perspective now, because I'm back and I can see him feeding down. And this elk is coming, but he's coming straight on at him, which and he's below him. So even if you were going to take a frontal shot, which is, some people really frown upon it, it is a super deadly shot, but you have to hit basically the size of a softball.
Yeah.
Right? Basically an Adam's apple of the elk. But if they're facing you and you're above them, their nose is blocking that frontal shot zone. So he's waiting, and then that elk comes up to that stand of trees and comes around to the right of him. And as it's coming around the right, he's kind of moving around the trees to keep cover. And the elk, he can see the elk's head now. The elk can't see him and not looking at him. And the wind is perfect. Wind is blowing just right in our face and down or up, and there's no problems. And then the elk stops, and all he has to do is take 2 more steps. My brother-in-law's at full draw for a minute, just holding there, waiting for him to take 2 more steps at 20 yards. He's right there. And then the elk stops and just turns around and walks back the way he came. Doesn't run fast, but he just turns around and starts walking the way he came. Check wind. The wind shifted on him right at the last second. All we needed was 2 more steps. But here's the thing about elk. If the wind's blowing is blowing towards them, they'll smell you from 300 yards away. Yeah. If it's going towards them, they can smell you. If it's blowing in your favor, they won't smell you. They'll especially if it's a rutting bull, they're gonna walk to you 10 feet from you and not smell you. But the wind swirled, went right to that elk, and he walked off, and he didn't run off. We didn't really bust him out too bad. He just turned around and walked off. He was uncomfortable, smelled something he didn't like, and got out of there. But man, 20 yards, full draw.
Now, from
right there.
How high above was your brother-in-law from the elk?
From like when it was coming to him.
Like, was he like 10 feet above it? Treed?
Yeah, basically, no. So basically, just because he was coming up from a creek bed.
Yeah.
That elevation difference, from where he was standing to the creek was probably just 4 or 5 feet down. Yeah. But just the angle wasn't there for a true frontal. In a frontal shot, you really should take 20 yards and in. Like, you're not dropping a bomb at him if you're going to do it. And if you do a frontal, you better do it right, or you're just going to wound him bad and never find him again. And then he was never turned. He was just frontal the whole time. And so he was hoping that he would come up past him, down from him, and then that'd be the broadside shot. And the thing about arrows versus bullets is with an arrow, you really your shot placement's got to be a lot more accurate than a bullet. One, just the straight like kill power or impact, which would be bullets kill by cutting stuff and bleeding out. Bullets kill by concussion, by trauma.
Get the what's it called? It's the something shock. Blanking, but it's why a small round like 223 kills people. But like some people can take, like sometimes you can take a slower round without that shock factor that is bigger, right? Like but it won't drop you dead.
Like a 30-06 hunting round has a 17-inch circle behind it. It really does. When that bullet hits, there's a 17-inch circle that's blowing through and concussing and displacing the liquid in the body and giving trauma to the body. And so with an arrow, you're typically going to be killing it by having something bleed out.
Fuck, I'm an idiot. I'm on Google Images looking at images of the Glen Reservoir or whatever. And I was like, term for the shock. It's hydrostatic shock.
Hydrostatic shock, yeah.
I was like, term for blank shock regarding bullet wound, and then it was a bunch of wounds. Wounds on Google Images, just like lost my lunch. But yeah, hydrostatic shock is like a lot of the time is what will kill.
It's displacing water fast in your body.
Yeah,
and then the second piece of that being, also penetration. Bullet, a 30-06 is going to blow right through the shoulder all the way through the animal, but with that arrow, you got to be back behind the shoulder bone and sneaking it into the lungs and hopefully the heart. But if you're too far back, then you're in the guts. So
that was kind of like, I was wondering too, of like, could you, because I know hunters have, I don't know if it's necessarily the ethical thing, but like from a top down angle from a tree stand, shot through the spinal cord of an animal to where the heart would be.
You can,
and like done that shot because they knew the hydrostatic shock would probably still stop the animal's heart even if they missed a little bit. But you're also like, you're severing the spine so it's not running off, and you could easily finish it with a second shot. Whereas like I was wondering, like, I mean, I've seen the gelatin stuff of like broadhead arrows easily going through a human spinal cord in a gelatin test, right?
Yep.
But I just was like, I don't know if they'd go through, a land mammal like a deer or elk and like their kind of, titanium spinal cord.
It depends on your arrow weight and a couple things, but typically you're not going to get a pass through, or like for that type of shot, you really need to be up a lot higher versus just like he was just a little elevated where you couldn't get that shot down on him. But that elk blew out. It's a no-go. No-go. Wandered off into the woods. The sun went down.
What day was that for you guys?
Day one of hunting.
No way.
So there was night one. So day one, it was
great
right
day
there.
one to leave you on the hook.
It was just like, oh my gosh, we're going to make this happen. So then day two, we go on a big walkabout again because we want to get out of our little valley. Because there were multiple bulls that were about 300 to 500 yards away from us, bugling and talking to us all day. But they were across that creek, so we couldn't go we couldn't cross the creek and try to go get them.
Yeah.
They're out of our unit. So we went on another walkabout. We saw, we blew out a herd of 6 of them and 6 cows and a bull, tromping through the forest. And then that night we come back down and we get set up again. So we get my brother-in-law like same spot where like the elk didn't run away crazy fast, so we'll see if he's blown out or not, if he's coming back to see if it's a long shot, because we disturbed him, but he didn't run out of there like a bat out of hell. So we get him set up down in that tree, and then I'm sitting back, and another bull comes out down valley from him about 300 yards down from him. But the trees he's in, he can't really put a stalk on it. So I'm back in the tree line. I book it down there, and this elk is just wallowing in the mud. He's having a good old day. This elk was so happy. He was bucking, kicking, running around, rolling on his back, super happy, sprinting back and forth. And so then I get in these trees, and I'm about 200 yards away from him still. And I thought that he had left because he bolted off really fast. And so I give a cow call and a bugle, and then I see him that he hadn't blown out. He was actually down in the creek. And so then I moved down through the trees, checking my wind the whole way. Wind's in my face. We're doing good. It's perfect. And I do another cow call, and I sit and wait for a second. Don't see anything, and I need to push up a little further to get in a good spot where I'll have a lane to shoot in the trees I'm in. And as I'm pushing up, I see his antlers, but still kind of far off, just down in the creek. So I get down in these trees, and I'm check my wind. We're still good. And then I hit another cow call, and then I wait just a little bit of time, and I peek out to see. I'm like, all right, let's see if he's coming. He had already came. He was 40 yards from me.
Ooh.
He didn't see me, so I sneak back down in, pull an arrow, knock the arrow, and I'm getting ready to just wait and have him keep walking up. And it's kind of same game plan. He's coming on front to me. I'm hoping he's going to come up in this opening in the trees. And as I knock my arrow, I grab my wind one more time and check my wind with my little puffer. And as it goes up, like it's basically like, talcum powder in a bottle. So I squeeze it goes up, and it's going the right way. And then it just starts going the wrong way, right down to him. And he just stops in his tracks at about 35 yards at this point. And he just bolts out of there.
Are there scent laws in Colorado about like scents you can use to cover yourself for certain game?
You're allowed to. You can use scents to cover yourself.
But is it like, what's the line between that and then like quote unquote baiting? Like if I cover myself in cow piss.
No, you can do it. It's not technically baiting in that sense. And so you can do it. Just with elk, honestly, it doesn't work.
If I cover myself in elk cow piss, it doesn't want to come over and see that I'm a beautiful.
There are warnings on the bottle that are like, do not apply on your body.
This elk will rut you.
Rut it up elk. It could happen. But and so it can work, but it usually, even that scent cover stuff, or even like scent, you have a special like scent free, not just scent free detergent, but like scent away detergent stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of works, but
I've always heard that the best way to really pull coyotes in, because coyotes are so smart out here in Colorado and know exactly the boundary lines pretty much of like private land versus public land, that like the best way to really get coyotes is to use piss. And like whether it's your own dog's piss or something, like just get like pour piss out there and they'll come looking for it.
It can definitely help attract stuff in, and with other species it works well, but with elk in particular, it's just not a big part of the game. It's like if the wind is king, and if it's blowing the right way for you, you're good. If it's blowing the wrong way, it's game over.
Yeah.
And so wind shifted, game over. And so that elk went off into the woods, and we for the next couple days it was raining, and we hiked out of there. We saw some elk on our way out, but they were pretty far away, and they were booking it out of there. And we got out of there, and so we didn't get an elk.
But you guys had a good time cuddling in the tent together.
We did have a good time cuddling in the tent. I shot a grouse. That was pretty fun. Shot a grouse. We cut it up, ate that thing out there, had a meal, made a stew. Then we got home, and the next morning.
Yeah, dude, you were sick. I remember you got so sick.
I farted in bed, but it wasn't a fart.
No way. You actually shit the bed?
I did, and I was like, "Oh no!" Because here's the deal: we'd been drinking from that creek all week.
Yeah,
we've been filtering our water, but sometimes you mess up a little, and the filter doesn't work, or something happens.
Dude.
I'm like, "Oh no!" So then I go get cleaned up, or maybe it's a one-off. It wasn't. Comes back around with a vengeance, and it's just no effort, no bearing down,
no control,
no nothing, and it's coming out. It's free flowing.
Oh my!
And I'm like, I don't know what I have, and I was prepping myself for Giardia, the long week of Giardia, and day 2 of that, I was just, I already told you, but I was hugging the Pedialyte bottle in the shower and waffle stomping to save my life.
That's
dude.
So gross.
There was no reason to get out of the shower.
Yeah, that's unreal.
You'd get out of the shower, have to go again, get back in the shower.
Oh my gosh.
So,
dude, God bless Mace Windu.
Yeah. Luckily, it only held out for about 2.5 days. It went away.
Did you actually have to get new sheets?
No,
you kept it in your trousers.
It stayed contained, luckily. But yeah, so
that's crazy.
It happens.
That's nuts.
It happens to me more often than others.
It's true, it does.
But my brother-in-law got a little bit of it too. Whatever it was, it passed quicker for him. But
yeah.
So that's the elk hunting for this year,
dude.
So
now,
once again,
how long is rifle season? Because I know a lot of guys who've got rifle tags and they were on private land for early rifle, but none of them got anything yet.
So there's a couple different types of rifle tags here. Typically, you have 4 seasons, and they're each about basically 7 to 10 days long.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
So it starts with your archery tag you have for a whole month.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, that's muzzleloader for about 2 weeks. Then there's a little break, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th rifle. And so there's still hope I have a buck tag for rifle.
Nice.
And my brother-in-law informed me today that the unit I got it for has an 87% success rate.
No way.
Which I'll tell you, for success rates, like a good elk unit is like 30% success rate.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
I'm excited for the possibilities.
Yeah.
I have a deep fear of being further shamed.
Yeah.
Because if I go into this good of a place, and I can't make it happen.
What's that say?
It's honestly, I hate it so much, dude. It tears at my manhood. I've got to kill something. I'm still in the bloodlust phase. At this point in my life, most guys who've hunted this long, you're supposed to go through the phases where it's like, early on, it's just like you're excited. You just want to kill something to kill it, you know.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get you've got some under your belt. Now you're kind of more appreciating the nature more, and you really respect the animal, and you want to, preserve the habitat, respect the animal, and maybe be selective even about what you kill, because maybe you can take a more mature bull out of the herd, that's already been able to have progeny, and so it's spread its genes, and now younger bulls can come in. You're thinking more like that, and then you get to the next stage where you're like, you know what, I'm fine if I just take a picture of it. Maybe I love getting out there. I want to be around the animal so much. I just, these are kind of the stages of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just stuck back in this. I'm just gonna kill that thing, and because I have to prove to myself and those around me that I'm a man. Damn it.
I get you.
So we'll see. It'll be wounding to the ego if we can't make it happen at the 87% success rate unit. So we shall see. That's coming up beginning in November. It's gonna be a cold hunt.
I was gonna say that's a cold hunt.
It's gonna be cold.
I was really flattered. My father-in-law invited me to come with him next year.
Oh yeah,
and not just him, but like his group.
Oh nice.
So I'm like,
all right.
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'll go on my first one. I might not even I'll try to pull for something for that unit, but even if I don't, I'm just stoked to go and be a part of it.
Definitely, it's awesome. It's
never been on a hunt like that. The only thing I've ever hunted is small game. So, but yeah, it'll be. I think, even though you didn't get anything, man, it's still it
was a cool
thrilling trip.
It was. It was the closest we've gotten. It was right there. It was at our fingertips. But now we got to wait another 52 weeks, to get a chance at it.
Well, I'm really happy that we both enjoyed our walk in the woods, walk in nature.
Oh yeah.
And I hope people listen to this, and even if they don't care too much about the specific hunting experiences or the specific trail experiences in national parks, that it gives them at least a yearning to go out and do it. So, with that, I want to say again, thanks again for joining us. Hope that you are enjoying this fall season and getting out there and doing fun things, seeing the colors, going tree peeping, whatever you want to do. But get out there and spend some time. Get off social media. Get away from the news, and enjoy time with family, and a little bit of isolation in the wilderness. But with that, thanks for joining us. Pat, you got anything for the kin?
Till next time. Thanks for tuning in. If you love this episode, drop us a review. If you have qualms or comments, leave us a voicemail on our website. While you're there, check out our latest news, merch, and deals from our sponsors. Till next time, Ken.